Hey besties, let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Hey besties, it's Behind the Shade. I just got to watching Love During Lockup. We have to talk about these 999 years, honey. It's Love During Lockup Season 7, Episode 2. Let's get into it. So we gotta head on over to Wells, Nevada. Okay. So where we left off from last week, Justin's release date has been pushed back to like a year and a half later because he's been fighting his cellmate. How does that work? You got to share this little space with this person and y'all fighting. How does that work? Do they change you, move you, like whoop you, put you on timeout, put you both in a t-shirt and make you makeup? Like what? How does that work? So not only is he fighting, he's in there playing bartender. He in there making Pruno. For you guys that don't know what Pruno is, it's a wine that they make with a whole bunch of stuff. They let it sit, and honey, you get drunk, child. So Emily is crying. She is upset. She's mad, but she tells him that she's not going anywhere. The time doesn't matter. And I'm like, well, girl, why are you crying? Why, when y'all got off the phone, you lost it, hollering and screaming out there in the middle of the road? The train is coming, and you are just, yeah. But you said everything was okay. What's wrong, Emily? Huh. And I have a question for Justin. RIP, Justin, but I have a question, sir. Okay, so you committed crimes, right? And you got busted. That means you're not good at committing crimes, right? So now you're placed in jail, right? You do the crime, you have to pay the time. So now you're in jail committing more crimes. Huh. I don't get that. You're in jail because you're not good at committing crimes. So let's just stop being a criminal. Criminal. Is that okay? Stop fighting, stop bartending, and do your time so you can come home. Okay. So I don't know. But besties, what do you think? Maybe Justin doesn't want to come home. Huh? Maybe he don't, because if you want to come home, you get your act together. So he's telling her all the things, don't cry. I love you. Promise me that you won't leave me. I don't want to lose you. So, yeah. Okay. So then when they come back to their segment, Emily, she got all cool with the girls, her co-workers. So she's, at the table, they got to make these announcements. I'm not sure. I guess it's a radio. What do you whatever, something B, whatever. So she has a radio transmitter, whatever. So I guess she's talking to the truckers that can hear her. I don't know, but they make little advertisements, commercials. Hey guys, do you want to? I can't even get into it. I was just like, oh, do you want a brunette that can blah 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 and has tattoos and can rock your world and drive you crazy and have your toes curling? Come on down to Bella's. Child, she said, how often do we do this? They was like every like 3 to 5 minutes. I'm like, golly. So, child, it is a lot to learn. I'm so excited. I'm here for it. So she's telling all her coworkers, all her business, who is in relationships. Someone there, I think it was the girl. Was it the girl with the, what's her name? Something about medals. bushy metals or something. You know, the one that got pasties on and they blurred her body out. They didn't blur her out today with her long booty. That booty is long, flat and long. But she said, was it her or somebody else? I don't know. But she said she's married and her husband was in Hawaii at the time with his sugar mama. Child, I guess. And then I think like most of the other ladies were not in relationships. So she telling him all her business about Justin. He's incarcerated. And they like, okay. So Justin, he just keeps calling her. Like he calls her all day. And you know, I can't help but just think how he ended things with himself. And it's like he gives out clues and red flags that he's not all the way. Yeah, he's a little off. Little something's yeah. So, and I just can't help but think about the two ex-girlfriends that just was like, it's all her fault. She made him, she pushed him into this. And it's like, no, Justin bit off more than he could chew. And he's crumbling. He is crumbling. And besties, I don't know if you know, but during this taping, you know, he unalived himself like right after the filming, like right after, like we're closing into the date. Because remember, he did that on her son's birthday, which was July 12th. I only remember that because I have a good friend, his birthday is July 11th. And so did you notice that her son, when they posted his picture up tonight, he's 6 years old. Last week he was 5. I'm like, come on, production, get this together. So back to this. Justin calls, and so he tells her, she's like, you know, I'm in here waiting. The doorbell rang, so that means some Johns are there. And I don't know, besties, if you are my age, but Johns are people who pay for prostitutes. That's what they're called. So she's like, oh, I might have to go, you know, because the doorbell rang. So he's all, well, you know, I want to marry you, yeah, on August the 3rd. And it just hurt my heart to know that he didn't even make it to August 3rd. So she's like, August 3rd? It's like, why he picking that date? I said, I guess he giving her time to do her business and get back to Pennsylvania. So she's like, I'm not sure I want to get married in prison, not my thing. So she has to get off the phone with him and go line up, because this is a lineup brothel. So, you know, you got to get in line to get picked. And it's just so I am just like, wowed, right? I don't know anything about this. So 2 guys were in there. One guy had on a cowboy hat. They're sitting like at a bar. And, you know, I'm going to call her the madam. She's there bartending and ringing the doorbell for the girls to come out, and they have to line up and introduce themselves, and the guy picks who he wants. So it was about maybe 7 women, I don't know. And so the guy picked Emily. Child, we know that was rehearsed. I was like, oh, okay. And then Emily, one thing about her, right? She has on a denim jacket, and it's like, why do you have on a jacket? Girl, you trying to sell your body. Take that coat off. So she gets picked. This guy, nerdy. He is newly divorced and he just wants to have a good time. He don't know what to do, how to do it. So she's holding his hand. Child, I'm looking at his t-shirt. He has a teddy bear on his t-shirt. I'm like, he just nervous. He's he's young, but you know, he want to get his rocks off. So he asked her, was she into rope play? And she like, yeah, I love it. Let's do it. So she said, well, let's go into the BDSM room. Girl, I said, okay, with all the whips and chains and paddles and whoo. So she told him that, you know, they got to do that DC where they got to check the peen, make sure ain't no lumps, bumps, or nothing on it. So she asked him for $2,500 for an hour. He said, okay. And he did not flinch, not one time. She has to split her profits 50-50 with the house if she chooses to make about $1,000 per John. Okay. So Justin calls again. She's like, Boo, I gotta go to work. I got to go. I'm working. So he's disgusted and he's struggling. And he's trying not to hold this against her because he chose her and he knew exactly what she did. Remember, she told us last week, she told Justin what she does for a living in their second conversation. So right now he's mad at himself for choosing his life. And it's like, dude, you're in jail. Dump her. Stop calling. Don't reach out anymore. And I just hate what happened to him. So RIP to you, Justin. I have to review the show. You signed contracts for me to do this. It's hard, but we're gonna press through. So we're gonna move on over. We're gonna go on out to Atlanta, y'all, and we're gonna meet who? Yo mama, child, aka Aisha. She's 54. She met Mikhail, who's 45. He's incarcerated in Alabama. She's in Atlanta. Not too far of a drive, but still, 3 hours tops, whatever. She's an IT consultant and she's a rapper. He's locked up from illegal substances, moving it from state to state. He had done time back in, he got charged for this crime in 2008. Okay, so they met on Facebook dating. She was looking through all these men, about 500 men, until she saw Mikhail, honey. She reached out, they conversed, they fell in love. So he did this jail. He went to jail for the first time in 2008. He got out in 2017. And I was like, he did 9 years for that little piece of crime? Like 9 years? So he got out and he went back in 2020 for a parole violation. So he's into farming. He is into livestock, honey. He is a country boy. You hear me? He got pictures on pictures on pictures. He's tall. He's thick. He's a country boy. Look like a cowboy. He got cars. He got clothes. He had short hair. He had locks. He had braids. He is living. You hear me? And so some guy stole his cattle. And then they found a harassment charge on him, and that's what landed him back in prison on a violated parole charge. So he'll be out in 6 months, but they said that they've been dating for 6 months. So I guess he had to go do a year. And so I'm like, okay, so when he gets out in 6 months, will he be on parole again? Yep, he will. So they've never seen each other in person. She's never visited him. She's looking up his charges because she kind of wants to just, and curious to see what's going on, just to make sure he's who he is and all this. So child, they got his name misspelled on the paperwork. They're missing a K out of his name, and he has no release date. And I'm like, ooh, that's probably because they have his name wrong and he's not in the system, because who is that person with the incorrect spelling? Kind of weird. And so they have it to where this person, supposed to be him, allegedly, it says he gets out in 999 years. So they put in the maximum with the computer. The computer probably doesn't go to 1,000 years, but it will go. I'm like, over 99 years? Like, clearly it's in the hundreds and it can go to 999. And on the paperwork, it says he's 77 years old. And so her friend said, is he catfishing you? I'm like, I think the jail is catfishing him. And so, bruh, man, he don't look 77, but he also doesn't look 45 either. Ooh, Aisha. Aisha, you better keep digging, honey, because he don't look 45 to me. So seems like Alabama has lost this man's paperwork. So she has friends. They came out to see her do her little rap. Her male friends, one in particular, he is not feeling this jailhouse relationship. He ain't with it. He trying to talk sense into her. She's just like, bruh, calm down, chill. He's not like that. He's great. Oh, we're gonna be in love. You know all the things. We're gonna fall in love. We're gonna live together, and we're gonna roll off into the sunset. And so she says that she can come. He told her that she can come see him. And I'm like, well, how are you going to go see him if the paperwork ain't right? Something's fishy about this man. So she tells us about her daughter. She's very close to her daughter. Her daughter is 33 years old. They look like twins. Her daughter is a correctional officer. So she's not going to tell her daughter. Her daughter knows about Mikhail, but she does not know where she is. She don't want her daughter giving her an impression about how things go, jailhouse this, they do this. She just doesn't want, she wants to live in her fantasy bubble. So she's going to leave her daughter out of that information. So I'm like, you just going to be sitting here lying to her. Y'all so close, but you don't feel the need to. Okay. We'll see how long that lasts, Aisha. Oh, she's something else. Moving on. Let's head on over to Baltimore. Baltimore. Gigi and Moo Moo. Gigi and Moo Moo. So, Gigi is getting ready to meet Moo Moo's mother for the first time at the harbor, the Chesapeake Harbor. It reminds me where Wendy and Kay met during Real Housewives of Potomac. They met to talk, same location. So he's very close to his mom. He's the oldest out of however many kids she has. He says he's her favorite. And she's a baddie too, besties. Mama look good. Body on point. Got on a cute little bodycon dress with her heels. She got a little fake, little quick weave, like finger waves, but it's not quite in. It might be old. Maybe it's time to get her hair done. I noticed there was a big bump in the back of her head. I was like, uh-oh, what is that? I had to rewind it just to make sure I was seeing it. I don't know if it was like some caked up gel, maybe, but it looked like a bump, a little light skinned bump in the back of her head. So they meet, and before that, she stops. The mom sits down to talk to Moo Moo. And so they talk, and he like, yeah, I want you to meet her. I'm in love with her. They talking. And so she asks him, well, what's up with Bonita, honey? Bonita Applebaum. That's what I wanted Alexa to play. Alexa, play Bonita Applebaum by A Tribe Called Quest. So he's like, yeah, she want me to come home to her. She a good woman, mama. I love her too. But I'm feeling Gigi. But I want to fill her out. You let me know what you think. I'm torn between both women. Cool. So then, child, we meet Bonita, with her weird self. Child, this girl. This girl tells us, honey, she talks to trees and leaves, and they talk back. She want to make sure they move. She said they do. Girl, hush up. She believes in astrology long as it lines up with whatever she wants it to say, she'll believe it if it's what she want to hear. She's into the astrology and horoscopes and everything. So she's at the farmer's market. She has a juice company. She sells fresh juice, honey. She says she does body sculpting. She's a bartender, and she sells adult waffles. Okay. I was lost. Something about some eggs and some sausage. Okay, girl. She is a strange bird. She said her and Moo Moo, they've been dating since 2018, and she doesn't know how long it's been. I was like, girl, but if you guys were taping this, when you were taping, it was probably 2025. You can't subtract. Oh, poor baby. So he said they met when they were in middle school. He knew her before they got into a relationship. So she was like, all she know, honey, when he get out, she want to have a son for him, child, because she has two daughters now. The youngest is Mumu's daughter. Her name is Dior. She's 5. And so she says that they got engaged before he went to jail, honey. Did y'all see her picture? You know how they pull up their picture and it's Gigi, him in the middle because it's a throuple, and then Benita. And did y'all see her picture? How she got her face all turned with her hand out, showing us that little piece of ring on her finger. Child, the way I hollered. I mean, I got me a good old Kiki, honey. I hollered. I was rolling. I'm like, child, these people are bringing it. Okay. So she all excited because she talking to her friend. Her friend is there helping her cutting up pineapple and apples and all that. Honey, she was like, yeah, we got engaged before he went to jail because I know he loved me. We be on and off and on and off all our life. But honey, we've been engaged and I know he loved me. We've been engaged for like 4 or 5 years now because you know she can't count. So she don't know if it's 4 or 5. Okay. So Moo Moo calls his mama, or they're still talking. Matter of fact, they're still talking. And so she's pretty much telling him, you know, you're gonna have to choose which woman you want. You can't have both. You need to settle down. And he was like, well, you know, I want to pursue this poly relationship. But I'm like, Damon, you don't even know what a poly relationship is, sir. I need you to stop saying poly. Poly is when everyone is open and free to date who they want. That's not what you want. You want these two women to be committed to you. You want two women. You don't want them to be able to date, right? Because that's what poly would mean. Gigi can date others, and Benita can date others. And then y'all can all come together, flip flop, switch, whatever. Pineapples upside down all day, swinging, whatever. But I don't think he's using the right lingo. So he tells his mom that he's gonna come home to Gigi. So tell her to get ready. And then he wants his mama to tell Benita that they pushed his date back. So I said, now wait a minute, fool. You gonna come home, have your baby mama thinking that you not out yet. So, you know, who suffers? The daughter. And then the mama telling Gigi, oh yeah, he's a good father, you know, because that's what he told us last week. Child, he be at the teacher parent conferences. He go on the field trips, honey. He do Disneyland. He do the park. He do the zoo. He do Chuck E. Cheese. He he is the best father ever. Well, if you were such a good father, it seems like you would take your life seriously and not do dumb stuff to be where you are, to end up where you are. Yeah. So don't good father meet. No. Whatever. Grow up. Okay. Be a great father. So anyway, this is what he wants his mama to do. And she's so lame. She like, okay, I support my son. Whatever he want, I'm got his back. You don't have to. You are a grown woman with other children. And how is your body so fit? How many kids do you have? Girl, you look good. But get that bump off the back of your neck, girl. Go get your hair done because it's lifting. Look like it might be a cap because it looked a little bigger than her head because it's lifting. And it just looked like it's starting to look like a helmet. But she's cute. She needs a nap. She has bags under her eyes, and I would like for her to work on her makeup just a little bit more. But she's a baddie. She is a baddie. Okay, so she got her baby's back, honey, and she gonna do so. Mom says she wants him to get with Gigi because he, is new, is fresh, and she think they'll work out. She said him and Benita, honey, they have a toxic relationship. And we already peeped that because Benita said they be off and on and off, like all the time. So his mother and Gigi meet. Mom's really likes Gigi. She's like, you're so cute. And so her strappy sandals were coming to loose. And so Gigi had bent over and was helping her tie her heels up. And so mom was like, oh, I like you. Yeah, uh-huh. So the vibe was telling because his mother wears all her faults, all her bad doings, her, her guilt. That's the word I'm looking for. Excuse me, besties. It's 10:45 p.m. and I've been at work all day. Y'all know I do this at night. I have no other choice. I'm in California. The shows come on at 7, 8 o'clock. I gotta watch it, recap it, and be late. So bear with me. She wears her guilt on her face. But Gigi can't peep it out because she's in love, so she don't see it. But mom's is like, she likes Gigi. She really does. It's just too bad that Gigi is so in love that she can't see how telling his mother is because she wearing all the drama and guilt on her face. So the mom is telling Gigi that Moo coming home and they gotta go ahead and rent a U-Haul to get his stuff. And she was like, oh, where is this? She said, well, I thought it was at a storage, but it's at Bonita's house. You heard about her, his baby mama. And so she like, we don't talk about them. Gigi don't want to hear about it. It's 4 babies' mothers, and she rather not. She don't even want to get involved. All she know is her man, her man, her man. So Gigi tells us she don't want no drama because I don't want it. I don't have it for it. I'm not here for all that. So Moo calls Benita while they're talking just to check in. She's busy at the farmer's market. So he's like, well, I'll let you go by. I mean, golly. So mom tells Gigi, this gonna be cute. I like it. It's gonna work out, baby. So that was that with Baltimore, honey. So baby, let's go on over there to Ohio. Okay, with Monique. Now I just need to point this out. Her sister, the youngest one, Sylvia. Where did she get that sweatsuit from? I have not seen a velour, velvet, whatever sweatsuit with Playboy written over her butt with the Playboy buddy. I'm like, where did you get that, Dee Dee's? Didn't we haven't, I don't know, y'all. I haven't worn a velour sweatsuit in quite some time. With the remember Juicy Couture? What else? Who else had their name all over your butt? Baby Fat, maybe DKNY. Like, girl, that's the early 2000s. Will you take that sweatsuit off? Okay. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest, besties. I really did. So Monique can't say Derek's name because he has a restraining order on her because he's told the police she promised to unalive him. I can't say neither one of those words. She promised to unalive him. So he got a restraining order on her, which makes no sense because why are you in Ohio? Why are you in Cleveland where he lives? Why are you there? Why? Okay, so her sisters come to visit her from Chicago. Child, why they come in there just like his cousin last week and mentioned, you don't have no furniture. And it's just like, Monique, girl, if you don't go to IKEA and get a couch, get a bean bag, get a chair, a love seat, something. Girl, go get a table and some chairs. So she explains that she wasn't sure if she was going to stay in Ohio because her and Titus was, in a bad space, going back and forth, arguing on and off. And I'm like, isn't your relationship new? Y'all, why are y'all not getting along? So, child, now they're in a good space, so she's good. But I'm just like, Monique, why did you move to Ohio if you do not plan on going to visit him? You could have stayed in Chicago. Is the rent cheaper in Cleveland? Because what's the point of being there if you're not even? They ask, you gonna go see him? Oh no, I feel weird about it. It's scared. I'm too scared. I can't do it. Insecure, just insecure. So yeah, Monique, I need you to answer the question. Why did you move there if you're not gonna go see him? Are you there to be closer to Derek? So I just want Monique to stop being dumb because she just don't make sense with her things she do. She just don't make sense. So the sister want to know, what are Titus's intentions with Monique because the last jailbird, the last jail relationship wasn't cool. They were fighting and not getting along, honey. So they asked him when he calls, what's up? What's your intentions? So he said some old corny stuff like, I'm going to love her. I'm going to love on her, I guess. Huh? They like, you not sure? Nah, be sure, blood. We need you to be sure. He was like, oh, I'm sure. So the older sister was like, so what's the plan? He was like, I'm going to get out. I got a son, but I'm going to take it from there when I get out. I got a son, though, and I got a mother to take care of. No mentions of Monique. Monique is not in this man's plans because it should have been like, I'm going to take care of Monique, my son, and my mother. You're talking to her sisters. Her name should have come up first. Or that's all you needed to say. You shouldn't even brought up your mother or your son. So then he tells us, child, that his baby's mom, she been riding with him from day one, all along, forever. And the baby mama don't know nothing about Monique, does not know he's dating her, nothing. And then he didn't lie and told Monique that she knows that they're dating. And I'm like, wait a minute, is this the same dude from last week that was just, he swore to being loyal and being loyal is so important. And if you don't be loyal, he off with your head. This the same dude that's lying and talking about loyalty in the same sentence. So the sisters don't like him because he seems unsure. And honey, why did he hang up the phone on them? He was like, click. They was like, wait a minute, did it? Because you don't know, did the time run out on the call or did they did the jail hang up? Because sometimes they can be janky, or did this cat hang up in their face? He hung up in their face. So they go back over to Mo and they voice their concerns about Titus. They want her to rethink some things. And, because he's unsure about his plans. And she, Monique feels like the sisters are doing the same thing they did with Derek, and she don't like it. And so her sister asks, do you know about his baby mama, how long they were together? She was like, yeah, 10 years. Well, when did they break up? So Monique is like, ugh. And she's like, look, we gonna work out. Whether we live together or not, we gonna be together. And I'm sitting here like, well, what kind of answer is that? They want to know, do you know when he broke up with his baby mama? They trying to see, they smell something fishy. This ain't about no son and no mother. He's unsure because he's unsure about you because clearly there's another woman. They know the signs. You the stupid one. So we gonna be together. And so she said, see, this is why I didn't want y'all to talk to him. I didn't want y'all to be doing all that because y'all were aggressive. I could tell y'all was aggressive towards him. So the youngest sister, with the Playboy written all over her butt, she's like, well, we're not trying to go into this dumbfounded like the last relationship. We feel like we need to know about him. Monique said, you don't need to know about him because I'm 36 years old. I'm grown. Matter of fact, I'm ready to go because they left the house and they went to go get something to eat. So they were outside on a patio at a restaurant. And so when Titus called, the two sisters got up from the table and they went to talk to him privately away from Monique. But she was looking on. And so she told them, let's go, I'm ready to go. So as they leave, they're walking through the restaurant and Monique falls out onto the floor. They're like, Monique, call the ambulance. Production running in there. And it was just like, whoa, what just happened? How did this? She had both her sandals on. I did catch. She didn't trip over her shoes. Like, what happened? Girl, was your blood sugar low? Did you take your pills? And I was looking at Monique. I said, that girl ain't lost no weight. She looked bigger. But anyway, besties, that was the end of the episode. I'm going to get off of here. It's almost 11. It's actually, it's almost 11 p.m. Oh, sorry, y'all, I dropped some. I didn't mean that. I am about to go. I am tired. But please like the video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure your notification bell is on. And can you please hype the video? You know, that gets me in the algorithm. We can meet new besties. And don't forget, let's continue this conversation down in the comments. I will check you out later. Love and Marriage Huntsville is on hiatus until March 7th. And I guess I'll see you back here for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Bye, besties.